Hello and welcome back to another Space Engineers Showcase video. In today's video, I am once again taking a look at one of your designs that you have linked me in the comment section of one of my videos. And if you wish to see something of yours shown on this channel, just drop me the Steam Workshop link in the comment section of one of my videos and I'll eventually get around to it. But for today, I was asked to look at the Douglas TBD Devastator Blue, which is this thing right here, a non-combat plane that uses quite a few mods to give it that great look. So pressing F10 and finding it in the spawn menu, there it is. This little plane is only 296 small blocks. It uses no DLC blocks, but it does use, like I said, 4 or 5 different mods for the plane parts and the wheels and all that. So what we're going to do is take a look around the outside, and we're going to give it a little test flight. Because they do have the aerodynamic mod turned on, as well as wind physics, as you can probably see from that little blue arrow that sits just above my toolbar, so it should be quite fun to fly this around. But anyway, let's go and start at the very front. So at the very front here, we've got our first modded block, which is our little propeller. This thing is what is going to push us along. It is our only thruster, or thruster thing, on this ship. There are no atmospheric thrusters, no hydrogen thrusters, no other modded thrusters hidden away. This is it. This is what is going to make us take off, fly the plane, and land it. But of course that will not work unless we are using those 2 little modded wings that you see on the side right there. So moving around the side, we can hear the hum of the hydrogen engine which sits just behind that propeller. Then we can see a few little batteries and a bunch of steel blocks in the battered armoured skin. If we just come up and above over to here, we've got ourselves some more modded blocks in the form of these armoured windows, which do look great. We then have even more modded blocks, which are the captain and pilot chairs, I think that's the mod name, which sit right here. So our pilot will sit at the very front, and our passenger will sit at the very back. We don't have any guns on here, so they won't have anything to do, but if you wanted to, you could just go and attach a special little gun on here so they could play around. As for the wings themselves, these are another modded block that just sit on the rotor right there with some blast door edges going along. We just drop down and come underneath. We've got some air brakes, which is how we're going to slow this down in an emergency, and we've got ourselves some wheels which will fold up thanks to those conveyor hinge mods. If we turn it around, come around to here, we just see a lot of fancy little blockwork. We've got some more batteries as we move along, and we do see a little cargo container sitting in there. Could be an O2H2 generator, but at this point I have forgotten what that was. But we have an orange block that sits in front of it. Turning around and towards the back of the plane, we got some more modded wings, which are creating our fins at the back. And just below there, we've got another modded wheel on the conveyor hinge, which will fold up when we press a button in the cockpit. We just come up and above over to here. Oh, wait a minute. It is an O2H2 generator, not a cargo container. I can actually see it quite clearly from here. And then moving along the top here, there's not too much else to talk about. It's pretty self-explanatory of what they are. We can take a sneaky look underneath if I put my light on, which already was on. Then got a conveyor which goes all the way along, and some more block work that goes underneath that O2H2 generator with our gyroscope at the very back. And with that all said and done, I think it's time to get into the plane. So getting into my jetpack, we had to come up to here where we've got a little gap in our window. Getting into this little seat, we then have a few options. Number 1 and number 2 are how we're going to control the power of that propeller at the front. We can, without touching it, just move around on the wheels just by using our arrow keys and just using our mouse to turn it around. There we go, thanks to that gyroscope. If we want to take off, we will have to pump that up and then we'll start gaining speed and we'll lift off. Number 4 is for our wheels, so if I was to press that, we'll deploy them into ourselves and then we can deploy them out like so. It's a bit wonky when you do it on the ground because you're only supposed to do it when you're in the air. And number 5 is our air brakes, so if we need to stop, we can use that while in the air. But we can press that and we get a little animation of it folding up and down. But that about covers the outside, and there's little options in the seat. If I just come into the passenger seat to show you, there's nothing else going on in here. You just have to hope the pilot is a good one and won't just crash into an ice lake. So taking this off, we need to press 1 and start gaining speed. Hopefully there won't be any trees in the way. And there we go, we now on the right hand side of my screen have got a little heat meter. So if we go too fast, we're going to start overheating. There we are, we're going to put our wheels in. Hope the wind doesn't screw us over. And we are now in the air. You just pump that speed all the way up. Our heater's going up on our 6th side, whichever one that is. We just fly around. It's quite a novel thing actually, just having one little propeller at the front and nothing else. It works really well. Now the smoke trail coming out of the back there is because we're heating up quite considerably. As you can see from number 6, it is yellow and is almost at 800, where we'll start to basically catch fire and the blocks will start destroying themselves. There we go, they're now taking damage because we're going too fast. We need to slow down. Let's get an air brake in there. Hopefully this will help us. It might not. Let's just open that up once again. We just fly around. So flying it around, and bearing in mind that I have the aerodynamic mod turned on, it's surprisingly responsive. We can just turn on a dime like that and it just goes. There is no delay. It will simply just turn and go. Now we do have to be a little bit careful while turning, because we do tend to tip quite a lot. So I just turn myself all the way around. Come on, wind, don't do it. There we are. Yes, we just fly this around, and it's a great little plane. Actually, it's a really well-made plane in terms of its design. It's not too bulky. It makes good use of the mods. We just fly it. But now I'm going to attempt to land this thing by slowing myself down. Let's put our air brakes on. I'm sure that'll go well. So we're slowing down. We're coming down at an angle. I could probably put my wheels out. Oh, when the conveyors go down, it does become a little bit iffy. Oh, no, well, we're going too fast. I'm sure that's fine. Actually, that went really well. Air brakes on. Stopping. Yeah, a successful landing. But yeah, it's a great little plane to fly around, especially if you want to use the aerodynamic mod and have wind turned on in your world. It does work in multiplayer in case you're interested. Yeah, we just fly around here and it's great. There you go. One last thing to do is crash the plane into the starting base. Wherever that's gone, there it is right there. And off we go. We're at maximum speed. We don't need to slow down here. We're just going to go straight into the side of the wall and see what we can do. So there's that. And off we go. Wow, that actually went a bit better than I was thinking. So there goes the plane. The plane has just been annihilated by that one section of wall. Looks like we only destroyed 2 little blocks there and just damaged the ones around it. Which, well, the base is pretty sturdy. But anyway, that is it for the Douglas TBD Devastator Blue. There are different colours on the workshop if you didn't want the blue colour and you were too lazy to change the colour yourself. But we could always do something like that. Hope the game doesn't crash while changing the colour. And there we go. We now have a hideous looking plane. So let's now just go and... I know I said it was the end of the video. What was I even saying? I can't remember. Let's just fly this around. This is now the glamour plane. It'll be in the description below if you wish to download and play around with this yourself. I'll also leave a link to the aerodynamic mod if you want to play around with that with your ships. Remember, it is quite punishing if you're using stuff like rotors on thrusters, because they do behave quite odd with the wind. But anyway, thank you all for watching, and I'll be back with another video some point soon. Bye bye.